How's everybody doing? Fucked up. I didn't get to go to Italy. You all sent me money, $1,200. I still haven't used it. It was a disaster. I missed the plane, and my partner put away my passport and hid it from me, and I couldn't go away. It was horrible. I was so depressed, and listen, it was really bad. It was bad. But for all of you who gave me money, I already got the videos prepared for you, and I will be flying to Florida tomorrow afternoon to do the Astrocon conference that I was supposed to do in Naples. I will be doing it in Florida. And I've already done the provisions for the rescheduling to go back to Italy to let you know what's going on. There's a lot going on, and there's a little problem happening also within camp, too. So, yeah, I'm going through it, but what did I say? Life is 25% what happens to you and 75% how you respond. So we all are put through tests, and I myself am going through them, both in house and outside. Even people like me are not exempt from these incongruencies. And I want to give now a homage and thank you for those of you who actually gave me and came out of your pockets, out of your hearts, to come out to bat for me. And I love you for that. So I'm gonna deliver my promise as scheduled. But first, let me say thank you for some of the people who have been giving me monies. I got my music going. Okay, I'm pulling out the PayPal registry. For those of you who have been giving, Ebella Arizi, Keandra Hammonds, even though she got her money back, I don't understand what went wrong there, but she came out of good intentions. She's given before, so I love you, Mrs. Hammonds. Um, Sarah M. Puma, April Wilson, uh, Hannah Lozao, Tiara Williams, Serena Jameson, or Andrea Beasley, Michael Cameron, Latrice Martin, Tisha Bunch, Dave Hall, Catherine Hodges, Akita Lamar, Danny Figueroa, Talithia Cosby, my brother Bruce Lindstad, James Anderson, Christina Neske, Mona Frisk, Philip Freed, Betsy Sarantini, Natalia Zanko, Angie Williams, Christina McKeon, Brandy Martin, Eben Ibrahim, Alicia Davis, Courtney Brumaire, Ter Chaya, Katie, Teresa Alejo, Amondas Walker, Jacqueline Lopez, Southern Trial Music Corp gave also money. I love every single one of you, and every single one of you will get the videos as promised. And if you go to my Astrocon in Detroit, it'll be free of charge for every single one of you that I just mentioned. I have you in my registry for my conference in Detroit, which is February 1st. Astrocon. It will be at the Doubletree Hilton in downtown Detroit. In fact, the address for the hotel is, I wrote it down, but where did I put it? I don't have it on me right now, but it's DoubleTree Hilton, located in downtown Detroit. Now, where did I write it? Trying to figure out where I put it. Oh my goodness. Um, well, don't matter. It's not meant for me to tell you now. But it's DoubleTree at the Hilton in downtown Detroit. And Corinda Green will keep you posted on the event, which will be on the 1st of February, and between 1 and 4 in the afternoon. Okay, and that'll be on a Saturday, February 1st, in Detroit, Michigan. I hope to see you there, and I hope you like it. It's $125, but it's worth it. And what I'm going to tell you in this conference is unlike anything that you will hear anywhere else. And you will understand what astrology is by the time I'm done with you from that conference. So I hope to see you there February 1st, 2020, in downtown Detroit. Okay. Having said that, now let's jump in and let's talk about the cusp signs. Let me explain what it is to be a person born in between cusp. I myself, I don't think I have enough lighting. Hold on. I got my drink on. You woke up. Okay. Let's talk today about in between cusp. I've been doing videos for my school. I have a run a school for video and classes. I've been working on a lot of videos. I owe some people some videos. All right. So here we go. Root beer and vodka. It matches my outfit. I'm being very earthy today. So, okay. Today we begin the new series, The Cusp. What is it to be born in between cusp? Because that is, what is the nature of the reading today. Hold on, let me get my tissue. We are doing in between cusp today. Uh, of course, the I'm trying to find for my napkin. It's funny, I thought I had it. I don't see it. All right. Let me proceed. When you're born in between cusp, and we have in between cusp on two positions. You can have the in between cusp on the ascendant, two signs intercepted, or you could have the sun's in between cusp, or the moon in between cusp. They're important, but not as important as the in between cusp that we find on the ascendant. The in between cusp is important, but it depends where the in between cusp lies. Because if it's on the midheaven, it bears a different meaning. If it's on the ascendant, it bears a different meaning. If the sun or the moon are involved in the in-between cusp, either on their own or on the ascendant in-between cusp, That also is significant, and so are the midpoints. And I rarely talk about midpoints. It's a very difficult aspect of astrology, and the genius of an astrologer that coined the concept of midpoints was Robert Hand. The midpoints are extremely important in astrology. I dropped my lighter on my fucking drink. I have to get a new lighter. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So the cusp means different meanings depending on what's involved. If it's on the ascendant, it's different than if it's in the midheaven. And it's different if you have the sun and moon involved, whether on the ascendant or the midheaven, or if the moon or the sun are themselves within in between cup themselves, regardless of where they fall in the horoscope. And then you have to deal with the midpoints. Very serious. So, what is the in between cusp? Well, since we're focusing on the ascendant, we are going to focus on the situation of the last life when you okay. I was born my sun is 25 degrees Virgo. I'm 5 degrees away from being Libra, and my ascendant is Libra. And I was born with Virgo Libra on the cusp. I was born on the 19th of September. So my sun in Virgo is in between cusp of Virgo Libra, but my ascendant is not in between cusp. It is, but it's very skewed. Very skewed. I was born with the moon at 29 degrees Aries, a critical degree. So I got the moon in between cusp of Aries and Taurus. I got the sun in between cusp of Virgo and Libra on the ascendant. So which one takes more importance or more precedence? All three. Because all three, the sun and the moon and the ascendant, are in between cusps. When you have the sun and the moon and the ascendant in between cusp, that is a trinity. That means that you're here to do something great and to do great things and to carve a name for yourself. And in my situation, I certainly have. You know? So, already, the first thing you got to know when you are born in between cusp is that you are two people in one as far as personality and behavior. The other thing that you have to consider is that you came from one past life situation into another. Your death or your transition in the former life was incomplete. And the birth of in between cusp on the ascendant reflects that incompleteness that took place in a former life, was precipitated in a hush hush and rush way, your rebirth or delayed it. It depends on the signs that are in between cusp. Okay? Guys, forgive me. Forgive me. Let me run real quick and get some ice. It's too strong. Too strong. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you for being patient. Oh my God, I've had such disappointment over that failure in Italy and not getting there. Oh my God, you don't know. Oh, but I will be going there. But things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. But damn. But anyway, getting back to the issue at hand, we're gonna start with Aries, Pisces, Pisces, Aries. Da 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 da. We're gonna start with Aries, Pisces. And we have to look at the polarity of that, which is Libra, right? No, I'm sorry. It's Pisces and Aquarius. Or Pisces. Yeah, Pisces and Aquarius. The opposite polarity. Oh my God, am I tripping? The polarity will be the opposite polarity of Aries Pisces. Yeah. And it will be Virgo Libra. Virgo Libra will be the opposite cusp polarity of the Pisces Aries. And Pisces Aries, you think about it. You got the snake biting its own tail. The head is Aries. The tail is Pisces. But the tail can be Aries and the head can be Pisces. They can interchange. They become a wheel. When the serpent bites its own tail, it's a wheel. Pisces represents the Omega, while Aries represents the Alpha. The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. This defines the cusp of Aries and Pisces. I. But this is not a video about the cusp about Aries and Pisces. I'm going to begin with that in the next video. Today I'm talking about the reprieve of the cusp signs. When you're in between cusp with the ascendant, you rushed to be reborn under a different set of circumstances, running away from the old set of circumstances which you did not fulfill or complete. So when you are born with aspect of that sign that still needs to be resolved. If you're born with early degrees of the sign or in the middle degrees or in the latter degrees, that determines the amount of urgency that was required or that still is required for you to complete the virtues that are inherent in that sign. So if you're born, let's say, Aries, Pisces, that means that you rush to be reborn here, running away from a situation, Pisces. In one situation, let's say you're in a prison, Alcatraz, and it's miserable. The prison in Alcatraz in San Francisco, miserable, evil. There are a lot of people that commit suicide in Alcatraz. Well, not just Alcatraz. In the prison system, I know I have personal friends of mine who have committed suicide in prison. I tell you, my story is fierce. You need to walk on my shoes to hear my fucking story. So I have a lot of friends who have committed suicide, and when you commit suicide, you will automatically be born in between cusp because you escape one situation to run into another. I had a client that was in jail, and he could not handle the system in jail. He couldn't handle it. He wanted out, so he hung himself in his cell. Pisces rules jails, prisons, and unfortunate deaths such as hanging yourself. The 12th house, Pisces. He wanted to get out of that situation. He did not want to wait until old age to die and get out. He wanted to leave and get out. Out! So he was born in the next life with Aries, the speed in which he wanted to get out, and Pisces, the past which he left behind, which he was too eager to move away from. So if you're born in between cusp of Aries and Pisces, you might end up in jail, in prison, and then you might need to get out or be rescued out. Aries. In order for you to understand where I'm coming from and why I'm saying this, you need to understand the mythology of Aries, the mythology of Pisces, and how they go together. And then you'll understand that the mythology of these two signs together will define your life in the current incarnation should you be born under the scope of these two signs. So understand that there is a principle here of escaping and leaving too quickly. If you're born with Aries, Pisces, and the Ascendant as an in-between cusp, you ran away from something, or you checked out, or you bailed out, or you cowered out, and you did it with speed, which explains the Aries on the Ascendant. And the degree that you find Aries on the Ascendant in between cusp with Pisces will determine what was the nature of the speed in which you wanted to get out of that incarnation. Now, not everyone that's born with Pisces Aries in between cusp commits suicide. But that's one example. And I gotta mention that because Pisces rules suicide. It rules sorrow and unfortunate shit. So it has to be part of the profile. Pisces rules jails and prisons, mental institutions, insane asylums, foster homes, shelters, homeless shelters, convalescents, and a host of other unfortunate places and institutions. It rules premature death, or death by murder, death by suicide. To have Aries, Pisces on the cusp, one more time, determines what took place in the last life and what were the circumstances that led to it. If we're dealing with Aries, Taurus, that's another situation. If we're dealing with Taurus, Gemini, that's another situation. All the cusps are expressing one situation versus another situation at the same time. And it could be harmonious or it could be tumultuous. It depends on the degree and aspects and on the midpoints. So we are going to begin the in-between cusp series starting with the exit and coming in. Don't forget to donate, guys. Call me 347-485-6258.